Big up. So, slight. I just had to come on because um, I was working on this track that. Let's have a look at the history of it a little bit. Started it 6 months ago. Wow, was it really 6 months? I can't even believe. I can't even believe that. Anyway, there it is. 6 months ago, and I worked on it and touched into it and then stopped 5 months ago. I can't believe it's 5 months. And I kept listening to it in the car over those 5 months, and I was kind of burning out my memory of it, listening to it and it sounded good to me, but it also sounded like it needed a lot of work on the mixing and maybe like the timing of some of the basses and stuff like that. So I was like, and I just couldn't think of how to solve it all, and I didn't want to go back into the project and risk messing it up or completely changing it. I wanted to keep most of the ideas intact as they were. So anyway, after working on a different project last night, it was a dubstep one, and after listening to a few tunes that have been sent to me and listening to SoundCloud's a few artists who've sent me music, I kind of something's clicked in my head about production. And after listening to my own tunes after they've been sent off to be mastered, something has clicked in my head about especially compression, compressing sounds and how much to compress them in dance music. And this is like going to be so obvious to some people, but to me, I'm still learning. Well, who isn't really still learning the mixing process and how to make things sound really good. Anyway, so I've loaded it up and I've completely changed the overall sonic quality of this. So it sounds like this. So that's what it sounds like. So I have done a lot of clipping in this track. Duncan, how are you? Thanks, Duncan. Do a DJ? Yeah, I do. I'm not enough though. Like I don't. I mean, I've got 3 kids, and I've got 1 gig. I've got 2 gigs so far next year. Don't think we've got anything this year, but yeah. So clipping my drums. So I was doing quite a lot of clipping on this, and then like I have a gentle cubic clip on the master, but that's all that's on the master. The drums had a bit of a clip, but everything was sounding a bit crunchy and a bit too crunchy for me. Seeing that's still crunchy, but after that it's okay. So I might still fix that drum roll at the start. That's very loud. Don't know why it's so loud. Apart from that, yeah, that's barely. That's actually. Is that even clipping? It's not actually. It's going above that line, but I don't think it's actually doing anything anyway. It just sounds distorted because it's distorting somewhere. There's another clipper here. Alright, that is the clipper. Anyway, long story short, there's barely any clipping now. But what I'm doing instead is limiting. This is partly after listening to the LB masterclass on the computer music one on YouTube, because that he talks about limiting sounds all the time, and people should I should know this because loads of people have talked about this before, and at this late stage in my production journey, I should know, shouldn't I? Don't go on, you make house a bit different with D&B and loads of more harsh transients. Yeah. See, house, the overall sound of house is like, it's usually not distorted, is it? But it's rarely. Some of the older house tunes might use sort of distorted sounds a little bit. But yeah, D&B. Hi, 113. All right, Pex. We're doing Pex. I was just talking about LB as well, 113. About LB talking about limiting. But yeah, house is usually sounds quite like not distorted, and D&B, not all D&B sounds distorted, and I'm what I think I'm going for now. I think I've had a mindset shift in what kind of D&B I want to make, and that is I want it to be loud and vibey, but also I want minimal distortion. I want the distortion to be almost not actual, not what you would call, like a saturation, a knob that you just turn and to add saturation, but rather another way of making a sound that sounds distorted and saturated, but it's actually really controlled. I'm still going to use distortion, I'm still going to use saturation, but it's just trying to get a different control of it. So I'm trying to like make it not sound harsh. Do you know what, that's been part of my journey for such a long time, not trying to make my music not sound harsh on the ears, and it's more often than not like too many high frequencies occupying the same space. So over time I've got gradually better at hearing it, and before finishing a tune. Pex is always a good Pex. Yeah, we're all well, mate. Thank you. I hope you and yours are well too, mate. Yeah. He's still on the early trains. Cheers, mate. Well, that's the thing. It's always trying to make it sound cleaner. So yeah, this track I started 6 months ago, and stopped tweaking it 5 months ago, and listened to it in the car and couldn't decide. I didn't know how to go forward with cleaning it up. And after messing up with a dubstep tune the other night, and listening to the LB masterclass about how he limits, he compresses and boosts and then limits pretty much every sound. And this is something that dance music producers kind of know how to do anyway. And I should know how to do it, and I should be. Well, I'm not going to say I should have known, because you just suddenly discover these things and work them out. But yeah, it's helped me to actually move this track forward. It was a bit of a mess before. It was a bit loud and all over the place, and it was okay. It sounded really harsh, but when I played it on my sub loud in the house, because I can do that sometimes, even though I've got like kids and people sleeping, the bass the low end sounded really good. Like it sounded like this continuous thing, but there was just a little bit of groove to sort out. So I sorted that out as well as made the sounds groove a bit better and sound less harsh. They kind of go hand in hand, those two things. There's a lot of crossovers with, you're gonna make something sound groovier if you remove the edges. if you sort of like sort the timing out, there's less of those harsher sounding frequencies happening as often. So there's more kind of little quieter bits in micro silences. They're not silences, it's just bits where it's just so it's not all full spectrum all the time. And that kind of like sounds like this. Wait, that's just the drums. Sounds a lot cleaner than it did. Also like muting some of the drum breaks there, look. Ricardo, you sound like a chill guy. So do you, Ricardo. Thank you. It takes one to know one. My opinion on sausage fattener. I used it once and I couldn't take it seriously. I kind of want to know what's going on. I know it's using this. I know it's distorting and saturating and doing some other mystery, like whatever else it's doing. I've got nothing against anyone who uses it. If it sounds good, that's all that matters, really. I think I'm like one of those people who just wants to know exactly what's going on under the hood, even though I still don't. Like, I couldn't tell you the math involved in a EQ plugin or the limiter in the L2 limiter. Makes something clean but distorted is a mystic. Oh yeah, that's like my favorite kind of D&B, is where it sounds loud and rude and in your face and groovy as F, but it's actually not distorted. You're like, how have they done that? I love that mystery. It is such a mystery. Thanks for following, Ricardo. Compress and saturate. Yeah, so what I did is I whacked an L2 on, and then I turned on unity gain. So for every dB you turn up, it turns the output down. You know, like that's how most limiters, basic limiters, work. They don't. You don't need to turn two knobs at the same time, especially with a mouse. That would be a pain in the ass. Like the Ableton limiter. Well, it's called a maximizer, where it does that. You turn up the input, it turns down the output, so it sounds the same level, but the peaks are getting chopped off more and more. Yeah, so that's now doing nearly 3 dB on the kick, and it sounds better. Like, how have I? It's like I finally started hearing it. Like Celix, who you might have seen on the stream. I was listening, going through his tunes, and it just kind of clicked. Listen to this. How it sounds quite quiet. It sounds like nice, and it sounds nice on my ears. It doesn't sound harsh, does it? But you could turn this up and it would sound amazing. It sounds amazing now. If Celix was here, he'd be very happy, wouldn't he, if I was playing his tune. That just sounds like that. But they're very clean, like that. Those drums are almost like sat behind the bass, but I don't think they are. I think they are going right up to full scale, like 0 dBs. I'm almost certain of that. Because they always do, right? D&B, when you got drums in D&B, the transients of the kick and snare always go up to 0 because you want them to cut through. It's clean. It's all really clean. So I was just like, right, it does sound compressed, but you can't really hear any pumping apart from like the side chaining of the kick and the bass, right? So I was like, right, I'm gonna just throw this tune that I'm trying to work on, this dubstep tune, and just throw loads of compression and limiter. And I have kind of done it before, where you do that, and if you've got too much, say if you've got your mid bass sound and too much sub, if it's going into a limiter, you'll see if your mid bass sound will get quiet if your sub is too loud. Like, it will just drown it out. So you bring your sub level down, and your mid level comes up then. Like, and the limiter kind of does that. So it shows you that about it. It shows you where the energies are, and that's what I've always struggled with, is the balance between the sub and the, can you hear with and without? Well, all the sounds have changed, but let's the sounds sound better as well. I've improved the sounds. What did I turn on? Was that turned on? Yeah, that was off. That was off. That was off. Right, so see, I've made a lot of changes in tonight's session, so it sounds better anyway than it did. This is with them turned back on. Look how much, like, so the bass L limiter is doing. Look how much ducking it's doing on that one bass. It's dropping it down by 11 dB. It's crazy amount of like reduction, which I wouldn't normally do, but it actually sounds good this time. It brings everything to the front, and then once everything's at the front, you got the problem. It reveals, because everything is now 21 dB is louder. So all your tails and reverb tails, they all come up to the front. So then you have to go into the synths and sort them out, or render it to audio and cut those reverbs out if you don't want them at the end. So you got to do that extra stuff. But it's worth it. It's worth it because now all your basses are right up front. The balance, because you would know if the sub was too loud because it would be drowning out your mid. So that's that bit sorted, and then now you know that when you go on your master bus, you've got an almost flat output from your basses, and then your drums are also now limited as well to whatever dB. So now you just mix those two together, and also you've got the ducking as well after it. The sidechain kick to the bass, the whole bass group, and you've just got this really loud and clear master that you just mixing those two groups together, then the drums and the bass, and it sounds a lot better. See, this is one of your bros, right? Compact, nice. Is that a soft clipper before the fab filter? On the bass, soft clipper. We've got clip shift, but now with the L2 turned on, it was doing that before, so it was shaving off like 0.7 of a dB, barely anything, and hardly worth doing. And I actually didn't want the distortion. It's a very sensitive sort of sound. Didn't want it, so I was like, yeah, L2. Now it's way below. This is all the gain reduction happening here is not adding any like harmonic distortion, which is what I want. So, and then the drums, yeah, there's a clipper on there, but that's turned on, but there's nothing hitting it anymore. So I don't think there was anything hitting it anyway. No. Yeah, so this technique, it worked on the last tune that I did last night, and it seems to be working on this one too. I played it on the sort of old hi-fi in the lounge, which is really old Technics hi-fi, and I know how that's like. If stuff doesn't sound good on that, it needs work. It is. I know what it should sound like, and it definitely sounds better what I did last night. So see you Lex, alright. We're just talking about you. Evening, Dan. Do you cut out the lows on your bass in Mason Pop? So D Dawson, good one. Yeah, I've been trying to work out how to, because my mastering engineer who I sent stuff to, she was like, she wants the kick like louder than the bass, and it doesn't, and she doesn't like it when people send her. Well, it's just harder. It makes her jobs harder if the bass is louder than the kick. Fundamental. So yeah, I've always tried to like go for that as a rule. So if you look at this now, let's look. The kick is just about above, only by a whisker. And when I sent her tunes, yeah, I actually went into the bass bus and dropped. Let's put a Q3 on here and drop the sub out. Just drop the entire groups with the low shelf. And you listen. Yeah, just like 3 dB. After the limiter as well. And how will that make my master look now? My L2. I might even be able to push it more. So look. It's about the same lufts anyway. But yeah, I do have like awareness of not putting too much sub into the bass group or the master really. The kick is always, I mean, the kick is the only thing triggering this master L2. Some of the bass notes are as well, which is mad considering there's a limiter on the basses. Compact audio, nice. You should sight in the sub with the kick. Oh yeah, doing that, mate. Yeah, so we've got me kick trigger here. That's doing a full infinite dip. It doesn't sound like it though, does it? Like that kick, I mean, it's only disappearing for a 16th, really. The kick's only a 16th long though. It's like less than a 16th. So yeah, I've done this curve here to the shape of it, and it does cancel out. Like there's no overlap between the tail of the kick and when the bass group comes back in again. Like that's the whole bass group ducking down there. And then the snare, same. That's only dipping by 10 dB. That's like a trade-off. So if I dip it all the way, too much of that bass disappears for me. It goes wah, wah. Put it back. You hear all of it. That was a compromise. Like a lot of mixing. Hello, Crazy D. When are you releasing that? Good question. Hopefully soon, actually, because it's been sat on my hard drive. I managed to take it forward. That was a weird freeze. Celix. Good. Something weird happened then. Can't wait. Nice one, Crazy D. I might release it I probably will release it as a single because I've been trying to put together these EPs of like less good tunes. I probably should put out less good tunes, should I? Should put out bangers. Slightly older ones where I don't know these techniques. And I don't want to go into where probably just through DistroKid. D Dawson, thanks for following. Yeah, Celix. Yeah. So something hit me after listening to all your tunes, Celix, about how clean it is. It's like super clean. Word. Like the drums are super clean, and it's nice to listen to, and it sounds clean and it sounds like almost soft, but it's a total banger of a tune. Oh, like loads of yours are, you know what I mean, like the way you've produced them. But it's also got that thing where if you turn it up super loud in a club, it would just sound amazing. Like distortion, like I've had, you know, trouble making tunes that don't sound harsh and distorted, and you've cracked it because your tunes going all the way back are like nice on the ears, and I'm like, how have you done that? And I'm like, oh, maybe you've like compressed the hell out of it. Instead of distorting, you've compressed stuff. So I went into the sequencer, and this was after seeing LB's thing about, and he was saying about on every channel, you know, like boosting it and limiting it, like pretty much for every sound and for just drums. And I have done it a million times. I've tried a million different ways and not been able to sort of get it. But last night I worked on this dubstep tune. I was at the night before because I was ill, been ill last night, and I think I cracked it. It still doesn't sound like yours though. I've still got like these harsh frequencies going on. They're a bit less than they were. They're a lot better. It's not just in this session tonight, it's not just the limiting that I've done. I've also like fixed the sounds a bit because they needed a bit of EQing and yeah. So like it doesn't sound like you clip it. It sounds like you might be clipping your bass just a bit, but your drums don't sound like they're clipped. If you clip your drums like that's like still magic and mystery to me. Am I going Boomtown again? Yes, I am. I'm looking forward to next year. Maybe I'll get to play there one day. I think the next thing is to have tunes played there, right? Like DJs send I've got until from now until next summer to send all these D&B tunes to various DJs. Is that soft clip everything or just a normal clipper? On stream in the server. On stream in the server. Where's that? Do you do streams? Have I missed your streams? Yeah. Anyway, so this track sounds a lot better than it did. And you know, I might put it out now that I've solved a lot of because there was a lot of problems with the groove in the bass, and this bass in particular, it's a bit messy. I don't know. Clip everything, right? There's a question for you, Celix, in it. Do you clip everything? Because soft clip. Oh, screen share. No way. Yeah, do it. Did I save this? I don't know if I've saved this, but yeah, go for it. So did I turn it all back on? I want to bounce it. I thought I did, but I'm not sure if I did. No, I didn't bounce it. Did I even save it? I didn't. I did what I saved 20 minutes ago. At 20 minutes ago, yeah. Yeah, so but yeah, I did try I've been through a stage of clipping everything like the past sort of two years, trying different things to get like louder masters, to get those luffs up a little bit. Like yeah, those tunes with the highest, really loud luffs, I think there's you're trading like transients, aren't you? But sometimes you don't need transients. Sometimes you just need something that sounds like it, something that reminds you of a kick, and something that reminds you of a snare. Soft clipper and kilohertz clipper. Yeah, kilohertz clipper is in the kilohertz suite. It's free, isn't it? Kilohertz clipper. I use a clip shifter, and I've done tests with this. I've done tests with clip shifter. There's a particular kind of soft clipping, and I know I want a better plugin, but on my master here is one example: free clip and clip shifter. It's probably pointless. I don't know why clip shifter's turned on the master. It's not doing anything. Cubic, so you can select, and it just so happens that cubic, if you go into a cubic limiter and push the gain like 1 dB or something, you only get you get 1 dB of gain almost for free, because it only gives you one harmonic. So you don't get like this harshness. I learned this from this mastering engineer guy. And you think that 1 dB, is it worth it for 1 dB? Probably is, isn't it? It's not going to work in every situation, and I don't use it in every situation, but I tried it and I think it worked. Nice. Yeah, kilohertz clipper. I've not tried it. I've got it. I do have it. Is it called clipper? Yeah. Pretty sure it's free. Yeah, there is. Straight up. Straight up clipper. Knee. Oh yeah, the knee. So what I did was clip shifter. I tried this. I tried because it has a clip shape, and I tried to get the shape the same as the cubic shape, where it only gives this one harmonic rather than a series of harmonics if you push a sine wave into it. And nothing else could do it like free clip. So that makes me want to get, I don't want to use 2 clip plugins, but so I've not tested kilohertz clipper to see what its knee does, whether it produces the same thing. But yeah, clipper. But yeah, you can do clipping in Ableton as well by loading up the glue compressor and having it not do any ducking and turn on soft clip. I don't know what, I think it's just a hard clipper that. I don't know. You're in the server. So which server? Which server? You mean like you don't mean Discord, do you? Do you mean Discord? Alright, okay. I've not done this before. So what do I do? Do I go to... Are we not? Which server? Is this your server? I'll let you know what you're doing. My server. Oh my gosh. Right. Oh right. Okay. Wait. No way. How do I get in here? Oh. Hello.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo. Do I need to unmute this? All that.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Big fan of the streams,
Nice one, Celix.
but
Yeah,
you're muted in Discord.
big fan of your tunes, Celix. Do I need to unmute this? I probably do, don't I?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, like that. Is that good?
Yeah, there we go. That's
Cool.
sick.
Nice one.
Cool. I have a stream pulled up on the side. Yeah, I have a project for a house script pulled up. If you wanna see the mixing.
Oh wow, right. Yeah. Oh wow,
Yeah.
check this out. Oh wow, nice one.
Yeah, so this is how the project looks.
Nice.
Very organized because I had to organize it for mixing purposes. Because I export stems out and then I do like a stem mix for everything, like in a separate project.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the bass that you were talking about, the drums, super simple, clean as I'm not gonna swear, but very clean.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, audio, all audio.
yeah, cool little. These are all made by me, by the way. Drums are just like synthesized by me,
Really?
which is sick.
What synth did you use to the drums?
Vital.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I abuse Vital, seriously.
Yeah.
So let me just enable all these automations because they're very important. I have some filters on the kicks as well for some parts, so I have to have them all enabled. So drums, so everything's very loud in even in the base project, like in the default project with no, just a standard mix is very loud, and this is how my chain looks on the side.
Wait.
For master.
Bus compressor. Right.
Yeah, literally just I love this compressor to death.
Right. I've
This
never tried
is
it.
such a cool compressor from SSL.
Yeah.
And usually it's not really doing much. I just have it on this setting, so like fast release and ratio 4:1.
Okay.
That really works for me. This one's very transparent. This doesn't have like curve in it, so it doesn't really EQ stuff. It's just compression, which is good. It's not like an analog emulation.
How
Analog
much?
emulations have certain EQing in them,
I'll get
but
it
this
right.
one doesn't.
How much
So yeah.
gain reduction are you getting on?
I think
Going for?
just before, so after this compressor, I think I can check. I think it's gonna be a bit laggy because this project is huge.
Oh, okay.
But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Let me turn this down. I hope it doesn't lag.
Yeah, this is Celix's computer now. We're looking at this project.
Hell is only a word.
Tune.
So, let me see. So I'm using wait, am I muted? No. Okay. So I'm using this is my usual setting for the limiter. I saw this somewhere.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, it actually makes sense to not have. So when you don't when you do like you click on here and it's true peak, which is good, helps you not clip over the true zero. It's really important. And what happens now is because it's not at zero, you're actually letting room for mistake of this. So it actually, you know, does a really good job. And then you can actually just set the threshold to whatever and raise it up so much. Oh shit, what? Let me share my little... Yeah, wait. Is it this? Yeah. Should be. Yeah, cool. I don't know why this happens with Discord and plugins,
Right.
but I hope it's fine. Yeah,
That looks
so
good, though. Yeah.
when you have... After this, you can literally raise it however much you want, because it's not gonna clip over 0, because even the ceiling is not at 0, so you can slam it so much. I saw this from I think it was some house DJ was
Right.
explaining like how to master super loud without, you know, having too much trouble with like clipping over true peak.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what, just set the ceiling to like 0.2 or 0.3,
Right.
and you know, just slam it. And I was like, okay, let's try. And then I didn't have that much success with only a limiter, because it's really hard to have only a limiter do the whole thing. So
Yeah.
that's why I use a clipper before a limiter.
Okay.
And if you use a clipper before a limiter, the clipper pretty much flattens the sound to a certain volume, and then with the limiter you can literally boost the thing like so much, and it still sounds clean because a limiter doesn't clip. A limiter just lowers down the volume. So um, if nothing is clipping before the limiter, you can just raise everything, and everything will be super loud. There'll be no like volume gaps.
Right.
And that's pretty much what's happening. I have in HouseScript, I think I have like 4 bass patches and just like different sentences for each one. And there's a single filter automation for HouseScript, I think. Yeah,
Well,
this one.
right.
That's it. Yeah.
Nice.
What?
How many tracks is this? Wow.
Yeah, this is not actually a lot of tracks. Yeah, compared to like the stuff I sent you a couple of days ago, my next release, then that release actually had like 16 stems, and it was made out of, I think, like 60 tracks summed up. So it's insane. But yeah, this is the clean bass without anything. Oh wait, is also
That's a
yeah,
lot
I
of
do
work, so-
sidechain. I do sidechain by just automation.
Automation.
I don't
Yeah.
use I don't use compressors
It's
for that.
where
I
is
just
the
have it manually here.
Is that what is that track one? The
No, I have a bass bus. So this is how my mixer works. I know it by numbers. Nothing is labeled.
right.
So it's maybe confusing for some people, but I place my drums from 1 to 8, and then a drum bus is number 9, and that's where everything ends for drums, and it
Okay.
goes out to master. And then my basses, usually my clean subs are in 10, and everything else is from like 11 to 20. 20 is usually the bass bus, and then in here I usually have like some collective effects like reverb or something. Yes, I do put reverb on bass in some cases.
Right.
What else? Yeah, and then after number 20, I have like a sidechain channel. So 20 feeds into 21, and then 21 has an automated volume fader, and this is this automation right here.
Right.
And after that, if I really want something else after that, I route it into 22 and have it do some other stuff. But here I don't. Here I have some more basses, or I don't know what's in 22, but here I have some other stuff in 22, which is also feeding into the bass sidechain. But yeah, I have like a collective bass sidechain, and everything is so I have like sends. This is what I meant by a distortion send. So I have 10, which is a clean bass, and then I have a route to 11 is a send, and in here I just filter out the low frequencies. I have only the highs, and then I distort the highs, and then I formant filter the highs again. This one is for a
Formant
second part of the
filter. I
drop, so
forgot
this is
about that
used
one.
as like a complementary one.
Wow.
And then some EQ. Very drastic. People don't really do this often.
And that's on the bass, did you say?
No, this is on the higher. This is on the bass send. So this is on the
Okay.
higher. Yeah. So what this does is it pretty much just distorts the higher end of the bass spectrum. So if I disconnect this, you'll only hear the higher frequencies.
And then they're
Right.
high passed.
Yeah, but then if I connect it to, and this is like the bus for the first bass. It sounds random, but yeah, and it's all done in Vital. I don't really use Serum, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if anybody has any questions.
We've got
Yeah.
who we've got a 5 connected, I think. But no, I've probably got loads of questions. Yeah. Oh yeah. Your master.
Yeah, my master. What about it?
The SSL native bus compressor.
Yes.
How when it's playing the drop, how much?
Oh, I can show you.
dB
Okay, so I
reduction are you
think
getting?
so. My aim for this, and what I looked at the YouTube channel. It's called Sage Audio, Sage Mastering or Sage Audio. I can't remember. It's a really good resource for like mixing and mastering because they're actually a professional studio.
Yeah.
And they do really good masters.
Right.
And I'm a huge fan of that channel.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they were saying that usually when you use these type of compressors, especially on the master, that you shouldn't really just have it, reduct so much. It shouldn't. It should barely do anything. That's not the case always for me. I sometimes just run into a problem of having, like 2 or 3 dB reduction, which is not the aim. The aim is for this needle barely to move.
Yeah.
But, it's fine. So we'll see now. This is not bypass. This is going through now.
Okay. That really brings it together, doesn't it?
So about like 2, maybe. It's like maybe 2 dB of gain reduction. And then there's not a master project, but in a master project, I also have like a different set of stuff that I also put on the master, which furthermore pushes the track.
Right.
Because if you were looking at the span here, I really love this plugin. It's such a good plugin.
It's amazing.
And it's free.
Yeah. I used to use it all the time.
Yeah, so span has this true peak option right here, which shows you if it's peaking over true zero.
Right.
Which is very important, and I really take care of that. So this project is clipping over true zero a couple of times. It's because of the snare. Because the snare is very tonal, and I boosted like so much of the frequencies in it actually. In a different project though, because I export all of my audio. It's a layered snare, so just a tonal sample. It's like a ping pong ball EQ'd sound, and then this is just some white noise.
Nice.
And some more tonal, and it just makes like a cool tone.
Yeah,
and it's like very broad also. There is low frequencies, there is high frequencies, and you can see I don't really do much in the channels for processing drums because the drums are, before they're in the project, they already been processed. to sound fine, and I kind of know how to work with stuff, so it's I just have it filtered here. This kilohertz filter is such a sick plugin. The whole kilohertz lineup of plugins is so nice.
Yeah, they're good, aren't they?
Yeah, I have these offbeat hats, stuff like that. Kick, I might actually change this kick sometime. I use this one, and then I have a different one that I use, and that's the only two kicks I use,
Right,
pretty
no
much.
way. Oh, that's really interesting, right? Because I always use a
Yeah,
different one every time, and I swear it confuses me.
yeah,
Never get used to it.
I have literally those two kicks. I have like a sample pack that I made just from my sounds here, and I use that all the time. And I have like kick loops and stuff here, and you
Nice.
know that's why the sound, that's why my tracks sound consistent because
Yeah,
I
they do. Yeah.
exclusively use my sounds.
Wow.
I don't really do, um, sample packs from other people. I don't really use those
Yeah.
that much.
Whenever I try and make my own samples, I don't have enough faith in them. Like, they don't
Yeah,
sound. I always think there's something better out there, and I come up
yeah.
with different ones every
So
time and
yeah,
process
for
them
the gain
differently.
reduction, yeah, I'm using like 2 dB of
Nice.
gain
A
reduction.
bit of imaging as well.
Then I have like some EQ. Oh yeah, so for imaging, I see a lot of people. This is what I use. This is my standard.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I'm lying. My standard is 300, but this track has some interesting stuff happening
Okay.
in this like 200 to like 600 hertz region.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to have it like, but yeah, I usually have it 300, and to me it sounds really clean. On a big system, it sounds really clean.
Nice.
Um, so yeah, it's I had it tested by a couple of DJs. I don't usually play my tracks because no demand for drum and bass in my country currently that much.
Right.
But yeah, some other people that played it say that it's sick on the system, and
Yeah.
I've gotten videos, and it sounds good even recorded through a phone. So
Oh, that's good. Yeah, yeah. That's a good test,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but not a lot happening here. I mostly, so if I do stereo splitting and stereoizing, I do it on the channel. So like
Yeah.
maybe I would have like
It's more controlled.
imager on the higher filtered sounds of the first bass or stuff like that,
Right.
or just like the full on thing on the bass bus or stuff. I do some interesting stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty much. I can show you. Where is it? Yeah, this is a stem mix for the track I sent you, the merciful one. So it looks. Oh, it's maybe
Nice.
a bit more than 16, but about 16 tracks, I think,
Okay.
with certain automations. But yeah, so I had a problem here. There was some reverb tails in the basses, so I had to manually cut out
Okay.
every single one so that the kick comes through. And this is the other kick I use. Super clean. You can see it's so long. It's tuned to D,
Huh.
and I usually produce in D, so
Oh,
it
right,
really works.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can see I literally manually cut out everything, and it
That sounds
sounds,
so
for
good.
people who are not familiar, this is how the track sounds.
It's pretty good. Oh yeah, yeah. Sick. Wow.
Yeah.
It was the hi-hat
Um,
thing going on. That was just made it cherry on the top.
what'd you say? The hi-hat
The
pattern?
hi-hat's just swinging in the right way. Like
Yeah,
you've got
yeah.
this like a big growl underneath and then this
Yeah, I learned this trick from a producer from Croatia. His name is Result. He released on labels like Nexus and stuff like that. Very, very cool drum and bass producer. He told me a trick For people who are currently wearing headphones, I'm gonna demonstrate. It's really cool. So I have this preset in Vital called automatic hi-hats to like quickly make hi-hat loops.
Nice.
It just has like an automation, and I'm gonna demonstrate something because it's really cool to see. So ring mod is a super sick effect that you can use on drums to make a really cool stereo effect if somebody's not familiar. So and ultimately make drums more interesting for labels to sign and stuff like that. So if I go and route this, so I'll have like a send for hi-hats where I take ring mod. And there's this kilohertz ring mod. This one's the most simple looking one. Frequency all the way to like 10 hertz, spread to 100, and bias to 100. Okay? And what this does, it literally shifts the sound left and right. So you get this.
Nice.
Yeah. So and you can make some really cool effects now if you put some other effects on here. Only the stuff that's ring modded is gonna go left and right, but you're gonna still have that mono sound. Just super sick. So yeah, it's a really cool trick. I use that a lot on my hi-hats. That's why they sound like they are around you, because they actually move left and right.
Is that
slightly.
not the same? Can you not get the same effects with like an auto pan? Or does it just sound better out of the box with ring mod?
Yeah, but with ring mod, you can actually. I mean, AutoPen is technically all of those are LFO tools pretty much. They just have an LFO and they move certain parameters, right? But for me, ring mod is really cool because you can really push it super fast.
Okay.
Because even if you don't wanna, like, you can make like cool textures for this. Like if you speed it up like twice, it has like a gritty texture to it.
Yeah, I've heard of people like using the Soundwave sub to like do amplitude modulation, and so it sounds like the hi-hats are distorting along with the sub.
But they're not.
It's just like an illusion.
And you gain loudness by doing that.
You do,
also.
that's right.
You push it super hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much.
I've never tried that one on the hi-hats, because the hi-hats they do sound better when they're spatial. There's they don't need to be down the middle, do they? Like your snare.
Yeah, it can be very interesting when you get the hi-hats right, especially hi-hats, because hi-hats really, really make the groove, unique.
Yeah.
Kick and snare is just there for drum and bass, but hi-hats make you dance pretty much.
Especially
and
on that tune.
they can really make a vibe. If there's too little hi-hats, it's like a minimal track. If it's too much hi-hats, it's like neurofunk or stuff like that, which is really busy and pretty much it's very cool. Hi-hats are super powerful.
Yeah, I saw on Flava D she showed a bit of how she made her latest album, and she was dropping shaker patterns, shaker loops, and tambourine loops to just add that movement at the top, in the top end. And I'm like, I started doing that immediately. I just need I need more good tambourine loops, really.
Yeah, when you look at people who produce like very heavy electronic music, they really know their way around making sounds, because it really challenges you, because no sound is the same. When you're working on electronic music, when you're working in a studio making guitar music or making general bands, it's like there is certain ways on how to EQ a guitar. Everybody knows that, you know. But when you make a sound from scratch, it has totally unique characteristics, and you always constantly have to adapt to mixing literally unknown new sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is
finding out
really,
what two sounds work together. Two new sounds. It's challenging it.
I think this is. I think this is okay to show.
As this
Some
one
other
due for
tracks
release.
I was working on.
All the damn vampires.
What's talky talk bass? Nice.
I really tried minimal here. But yeah, it's literally the same principle. Have like 2 or 3 bass sounds, have them in a group, have them do like a cool thing, and then have a filter over the whole thing, make different, you know, because this is literally a kilohertz filter doing sweeps,
Right,
you know,
right.
and that's pretty much it.
For the
It's
whole
the
bass group.
same principle. Yeah, for the whole bar. I'm people are lazy with their automations. I see that people are very lazy with their automations. Like just do a whole like 4. Why not? You know?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and it makes the track really unique
Because your
for
track's only
for
3 minutes long, isn't
uh
it?
yeah, and
It's
it
worth doing.
for certain labels like it's really a thing of innovation.
Yeah.
They don't really sign stuff just like that, so you know you have to be unique pretty much.
Yeah.
And even if certain artists, if they sound like it's just repeating, it's actually not. When you look at the track in Recordbox or when you look at the waveform, you'll see that it's not. You know, it just sounds kind of samey, but it's actually not. And the people who are in the label, they notice that stuff because they signed it because of that. You know.
Right. So they've signed this one.
Yeah. This one that I'm showing.
Yeah.
No, this one is still in works actually.
Okay, right,
This
right.
one's not finished. But yeah, I have this minimal thing that I started. This one I'm gonna pitch for some labels, definitely. This is cool, I think. It's very loud as well.
Well. It's going that first bass is like going wobbly in it. It's like whoa.
Yeah. So you have like this bass, which is it's the same bass, right? But it's like normal size, and then it's late and shorter,
right.
and then it's late and a bit longer, and then it's late and super short, and then it's like full. You know, so it's actually there's actually a difference, and all of these effects they also do a really cool thing. This is for hi-hats. This is for the bass bringing, I think, something. I don't know, snare or
That's
something.
the bass
I don't know.
reverb you were talking about.
Oh, I see.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's like a dual delay kilohertz as well. So good. Like plugins are so nice. And also Rift is super sick. If people have money to buy Rift is so worth it.
I'm not sure what Rift is.
It's a really cool processor for sounds. It looks super complicated. It is super complicated. But it's really cool because it has really good options for a variety of filtering techniques. So there's I can demonstrate if you want to see. So if we have People are not gonna hear this if they don't wear headphones, I think. We'll try. So we have like a -2 octave square sine bass.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what will happen. Clean. Okay. And no effects. Sounds like this.
It's got to put like
With
a bit of a
yeah,
high.
with only rift. Okay? Only rift.
Whoa. Oh yeah.
Super cool plugin.
Yeah.
It has distortion, has delays, it has like cool like following, envelope following, has LFOs, have curves, has everything. Like it's so sick. And
Amazing.
by the way, that's this. So
Yeah.
just, it's really worth the money.
Yeah, yeah. With all those, like, just chuck it on a track.
Yeah,
Start
yeah.
sampling
I
it.
mean, sure, you need like a bit of direction. You can't just go and slap random presets. But
Yeah.
yeah,
If you
it
automate it,
can work, definitely. You know, if
this
you
is
know
good.
your way around it, pretty much. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty
that's
much
a
it.
time saver, I guess.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Any questions on anything?
Any questions? I probably have loads, but I can't think of them all right now. You've shown us
I
some
think of
pretty
some.
awesome
Think of
stuff
some
though.
definitely.
Yeah. Well, so that tune that's about to come out are you releasing that on self-release or you got it signed?
That's released on my label.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
you signed it yourself.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I signed myself. Yeah, so that is coming on my label. That's out on the 7th of November.
Nice. Not far
And
to go.
yeah,
How did you get
that
artwork for it?
one's.
Did you
Well,
do the
how did I
artwork
get
or
what?
did you do the artwork or do you get someone to do it?
Yeah, I do all of my art, all of my animation, all of my
Nice,
graphic
man.
design. I do everything. I study graphic design
Oh
and
yeah.
I study 3D modeling, so I do that primarily. But music is just a cool outlet as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I've spent like 9 years on, but it's fine.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. Nine
Yeah.
years. Yeah. I think I can hear that.
Yeah, about nine
So I can
years.
see you see what you're doing now. Loads of different mad techniques. I'm learning stuff.
Yeah. I saw from K Motions, that's a drum and bass DJ. He clips and limits everything. That's why I clip and limit everything. He just uses like different clippers. He uses G Clip. If
Yeah.
somebody's familiar with that,
Oh yeah. You
it's like a really
said
cool plugin.
a soft clipper. Is that the stock one in FL?
Yeah, you can use soft clipper. You can use pretty much any clipper, but it's really cool if you have like a visual representation of what it's doing.
Yeah, that helps.
Because and that's why I love the kilohertz one, because it
Uh,
really shows you what it's clipping and what it's cutting out.
yeah.
If we look at this stem mix, this is the track that's about to come out. You can see on every single channel, I have a kilohertz clipper.
Oh, look at that.
Pretty
Nice.
much on
Yeah.
everything.
Wow.
Yeah, even though half of these are not clipping
They're not actually
and the
going into
clipper's
it.
not
Yeah.
needed, it's just like a control
Yeah.
thing. And it's really cool with this clipper. You can see a visual representation of where the ceiling is, how much is going out. You can see if you're soft clipping because this pretty much makes a soft clipper. It's hard
Oh yeah.
clipper.
There's the soft clip. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. To like visualize and to see how it works. But yeah, I use it on this hard setting because I know that nothing is clipping from
No.
here, but just in
Mm.
case, because I have like certain filters. These filters introduce some phase shifts and some harmonics to generate somewhere, and this thing just helps it stay leveled, and yeah. But you can see if I play the drop from here.
It's creak. I love this. That's right up to there. Sounds lovely, that.
And you can see, I don't know if you've noticed, but it doesn't even clip over this. This is just a control, as I said. A bunch of these are just control. And this is the, by the way, this is a master project. So this is how the actual chain looks like.
Oh, so this is you've
Yeah.
mastered it yourself. Yeah, so you're not using an external master. You're using, hiring
Yeah.
anyone. Yeah, you're doing it yourself. You
Yeah,
trust your ears. You must
yeah,
really trust your ears.
Yeah, I really don't pay people to master my tracks. I did once. It's cool. It's a cool thing, but I don't think it's especially because I've been doing it for so long and I have time to master stuff. I get when somebody's on tour or something and they don't have time, so they just send to like labels, and then labels outsource mixing and mastering. That has, you know, um, that has its advantages, but I have time to do this, and this specifically, this mix, just the stem mix and the master, this project I think took like 5 hours. But that's fine, because
to bounce the
that's
stems and then mix them down.
yeah, but most of the time was wasted on, as I said, manually cutting this out, because I found something was out of phase here, and I was like clicking and some weird stuff was happening. So I had to like manually go in and cut every single thing that's overlapping.
The bass
And
stem.
it was such a tedious work. Yeah. But
Yeah, I should balance
yeah,
more to
I'm
audio.
serious about my clipping. Yeah.
Yeah. He definitely is, Brother Baz. Yeah, but we have Celix as the guest.
Yeah.
And I'm fascinated by his how he's doing things.
Yeah. Again, this is the same compressor. So just for mastering, I really use a bunch of Ozone stuff. I have a friend who was a beta tester for Ozone 11.
Oh, yeah.
And he knows like all the ins and outs of Ozone stuff. And he showed me this cool trick where you have like a side chaining option in here, and you can select like a band that detects the sidechain information, which is so cool. So you can have like your whole signal go into the compressor, but only the higher part of the signal be registered for a sidechain curve.
Right.
So it's really cool because you can have a full track running and you can isolate the frequency of the snare, and you can say this frequency is sidechaining whatever, which is so cool. So that's a really cool thing.
The snare duck the high frequencies using doing that.
Or anything else. Yeah, you can take the following information from this to do anything pretty much.
Are you running this on mid-side mode?
Yeah, I'm running this on mid-side. That's the most important thing ever. I started doing that.
I'm still trying to get my head around. Like, I understand what mid-side is. I understand what it does, but the techniques used to get a really good master out of it is what.
I can recommend a guy. There's a guy who mixes tunes in Abbey Road Studios. His name is Stefan. It's a German name. He's like a heavy metal mixing engineer,
right,
or something. He's very young, by the way. But yeah, Stefan. I don't know his last name, but he had this interview with some people on some YouTube channel. You can probably find it on YouTube. It's easy. It's out there.
Stefan. Right.
Because I was really interested in vinyl mastering and stuff like that. Because I really want to like put out my own vinyl. And,
Oh yeah.
you know, it's a good thing for the label and whatever. So I was getting to it, and there's a guy from Abbey Road, which specialized in vinyl mastering, and that's how I found Stefan. And Stefan is just a normal mixing engineer slash mastering engineer. He doesn't do vinyl, but that's how I found him. And there was like a video interview that he did, and he was showing like what plugins he uses and why he uses that, and it was really in depth. Um, and I can probably find him. I don't know what his name is, but yeah.
Is it Stefan
So
Lundberg?
possibly,
Brother Baz is saying in
possibly.
the chat.
He's on the Abbey Road website. If you go for like Abbey Road mastering,
Okay.
and if you go
It
through the
just sounds
options
chill.
of which mastering engineer, it's like a guy with red hair.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, it's really cool. Let me see if I can find him.
So I've seen a few techniques
Oh,
around
it's this guy.
mixing and mastering.
Stefan Brown
Stefan Brown.
is his name. I mean, I can wait, let me change the stream. This is him. This guy.
All right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That
Yes. So this is the guy. Really knowledgeable. Really cool guy. And yeah, so he was having like an interview, really in depth. And he was talking about what he uses and why he uses it. So, to be honest, he doesn't use Ozone that much. He uses some different plugins. He uses some other stuff that I don't have, and stuff that is so expensive. Also, use a bunch of analog gear.
guy. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's like also that's why I use a bunch of stuff in the box. But yeah, it's pretty much the same philosophy. So if you want more energy, you boost the mid signal. If you want more of the, fun little ear candy coming through, you boost the side signal. And that's pretty much it. But you can't overdo the side signal because it sounds bad and it starts clipping in a weird way.
Yeah. I've heard like, people compressing the side for some reason, and like, but I don't know what kind of effects
Yeah, you
that.
can do that.
Like what I'd want to know what they're trying to achieve by doing that, because when I do it myself, it doesn't. I don't know if it sounds good or not. Like it's hard to tell either way. It sounds good because you've made the side louder and you've compressed it a bit. Because if it's loud, it needs to be. It might need the peaks might need controlling a bit. But
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes it sound better or not. Oh, I did put some tube distortion on the side of one of my tracks, and I turned it right up, and it sounds amazing. In stereo, it sounds amazing, but when you play it in mono, it just sounds like the normal track. But when you do it in stereo,
tube is really
like
cool.
flapping.
So why you would boost the side? Sorry, why you would compress the side? So what I think of compressors is something like a leveler type of thing. Compressing the sound is pretty much, people would explain it as raising the low, like lowering down the loud frequencies and loudening up the low frequencies and not the low frequencies but the quiet frequencies, right? So and it kind of like makes the difference in loudness. It's like there's like less difference because you shorten the So the same with
your ears work less, so it sounds it
so
should sound better.
if you apply the theory to that, if you have a side signal that is too dynamic, and then you compress it, you hear more stuff in the side signal, so it sounds more rich in a way. And
I
that's
like it.
pretty much what happens with compressing the side,
You pull that so
in my
well.
opinion.
Yeah, no, you said you yeah. Yeah. Nice one. I
Yeah,
understand it
but
better now.
then your mid signal is just force, and the side signal is like beautiful stuff on top, you
Right,
know.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much.
So
Yeah, Stefan's not German. I just say Stefan because I heard that he says his name Stefan, so
Stefan.
it just sounds German. But no, I think he's from like Birmingham or something.
So
Yeah,
do
he's not.
any side processing apart from compression? Do you do any other side tricks?
Uh, yeah, I might do some stuff sometimes. So this is set to stereo. I might do mid side sometimes as well. This is the dynamic EQ from Ozone.
All right,
Uh, just doing some. So I have this tonal bass control plugin.
right.
This is really cool for referencing. This is a pink noise curve. For people who don't know what
Oh
a
yeah,
pink noise curve is, it's like so when you play a white noise, um, when you play a white noise sound, a white noise is slightly tilted up towards the higher frequencies. It's like tilted upwards, and it's very harsh to the ears. Pink noise is every single frequency the same loudness, so you get a flat line, right?
yeah. It sounds flat
Uh,
to your ears.
yeah, but this is what you do to offset the white noise harshness. This is what you do, and then you get a
Right.
pink noise curve. It's like slightly more filtered white noise. And pink noise is very pleasant to the ear, and people use it in EDM production because it's like a standard for mixing, pretty much.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, I saw that. I even saw that from Noisia.
Yes.
Thais from Noisia was showing that they have like their own plugin,
They've got their own
and it
plugin.
also
Yeah.
has a pink noise curve, and it's you know that's why I use it because it actually sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
and
that's key. I think it's good, great having that always turned on. Yeah. So you can see every
yeah, but
so
what I
often that you're not
found
going
is
too
that
loud.
this plugin actually does something in the background. This actually like changes the sound when it's turned on.
Is that?
So yeah, so I turn it off when I'm not monitoring it.
Whoa.
It does do something.
That's mad.
It changed the sound
Right.
slightly. Yeah.
That's good.
Um, I had one of my tracks like slightly ruined because of this.
'Cause you
I
forgot to
left
turn it
this
off.
on and something happened in the
I just
render.
assumed that the passive, well, monitoring plugins don't change the sound. I've always assumed that, but I leave them on. Maybe I should turn them off.
Yeah, no. But I just turned off for a safe measure. I don't know if it works like that. I think maybe I'm just paranoid.
Yeah, you gotta do. This is
But
where you gotta do your own tests, haven't you? You gotta like record a waveform with it on and
yeah,
off.
it was maybe just my FL doing some tricks on me. But yeah, I just turned off for now. But yeah, I monitor like how the track looks in this curve. You can do the same thing with span. It's just I never got around to do that.
Oh
I
yeah.
never really. You can split by mid side. Like you can have like two signals going in. So if you play, you have like a purple one for side and an orange one for mid, and you can have them overlap.
Is that the paid
But
version of Span?
no, that's free
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
Yeah, just yeah, you select mid-side stereo and then you select and you can have it split, you can see.
Because I know Noise's plugin can't do that. Can't do mid side. Um,
Really? I didn't
uh,
know that.
so yeah, but that's something I need mid side monitoring to actually see what's going on. I can use my ears so much, but I want to see, and you can sort of see it in those polar meters, can't you? Where it shows you the stereo,
Yeah.
cohesion.
Yeah. I mean,
But
you can use that for so many different use cases. I mean, it's so cool. You can, change the metering system here to like you can see the LUFs, you can see RMS, you can see integrated, short term, blah blah blah, whatever. There is an option for it. And that's so cool. Like you can master by different standards. You have like options here for people that are not familiar with span, and it's really cool.
hmm, I'll have to go back into span
Yeah.
because that was my go-to spectrum analyzer for years. Like going back to when you could get span, like Cubase. I was using it when I was using Cubase like over 10 years
Yeah,
ago.
I also have Wavelab, which is a
Oh yeah,
mastering
Wavelab.
software from
Yeah,
Cubase.
yeah, Wavelab's awesome.
So
Yeah,
yeah, Wavelab is sick. I love Wavelab.
yeah, yeah. I
But
can
yeah, this
see
is
why
pretty much how
it's
the
the industry
track
standard.
looks. Again, here it's the same setting. I'm just lowering this down in order to boost it like almost to the max. It's just super loud, super clear because of clippers everywhere and managing the signal really nice. And it sounds sick. I mean, it sounds sick in my opinion. There is different
Because
opinions out there. There's people
well,
who would say that this is wrong. Uh,
you
and
what you it wouldn't if it didn't sound good, you wouldn't put it out, would you?
yeah, no, I mean, it's really all about taste. There's people who genuinely hate the way I mix, and that's their problem. It works for me. It has got me placements on radio, and
That's
I
awesome.
don't
Well
really
done.
care. That's
Yeah.
what's important, really.
How did you do your frog sound? I thought it was a frog at first, then I thought no, it
Yes,
sounds like a rim, like an 808 rim or 909 rim.
frog. This is the clean frog. It's really
Nice.
harsh. Yeah,
Right,
this is
right, right, right.
that's the frog. How I made it? I have a preset in Patcher. So I use Patcher for a really cool thing. That is to trigger multiple instances of Vital at the same time. It's really cool. You can do that with Serum. You can do that with any sound generator plugin. For people who use FL Studio, you can go into a cool plugin called Patcher, which is usually people use it for like splitting stereo signals and doing some fancy mixing techniques because you can stack multiple plugins in here and it doesn't really drive up the CPU usage like it would if you had those plugins opened in the project. But maybe that's how FL Studio works. I know Ableton works in a slightly different way. You can open a bunch of plugins in Ableton and it works just fine. But yeah, I have a preset here that is called just like basic frog sound. And I have I have two vital instances. One is named frog as the higher sort of part. I don't know if you can see it on the screen, the vital.
I can't
Oh,
see
you can't
vital.
probably.
I can see
Oh, can you see vital?
no. I can
Oh,
see a
wait, let me.
thing.
Yeah, you can see just Patcher,
That's pretty
probably.
amazing. That's kind of like
There it is.
it's kind of like how Ableton does it with the where you can have groups. What's it called?
Yeah,
But
probably.
it's like a more like a map on here, isn't it?
Yeah. I think I know what you mean. Yeah, it can really, it's really powerful for certain things. I don't
Yeah.
usually use it. I just use it for certain stuff when I'm lazy, because it's you really lose time. Ideas are quick, you have to get
Yeah, you
it
gotta
laid
move
down.
quick.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
just have
so
like a
true.
basic setup because usually you would have to load up a preset for the sub, load up a preset for the frog, link them in a bus channel, put some filters on, blah 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 blah. Here it's like just set up automatically and dispatcher. triggers both vitals at the same time.
Right.
So you can have multiple sounds triggered, and that's how it sounds by itself. It's really cool. So this is just a sub. It's a square wave. It's not a square wave, it's a
Soft
rounded
square.
off sine wave.
Right.
Yeah, it's called, I don't know what it's called in Vital. It's like, I don't know. But anyways, it's like squared sine or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what the exact name of this is. But why this? It's because there's also a philosophy about this. It's called minimum, what is it called? Minimum power, maximum something. Maximum loudness.
Okay.
Yeah. So pretty much if you have a sine wave, the loudest part of the sine wave is just this one point here.
Right.
Right. And that's the loudest part, and then automatically after that moment it just descends back down. So with this, you have it louder for longer with the exact same amount of power. So that's like minimum power, which is the, same power for
Yeah.
these two, but it's staying up there for
Staying up
longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Uh,
shifting
it's
more
really,
air.
yeah.
Like,
And so you're gaining more loudness over a longer period of time. It makes the sound fuller and it sounds better, in my opinion.
yeah, I think
and everything is always
once you
on zero phase.
add a tiny bit of drive to a sine wave, it kind of starts to take that shape, doesn't it?
Yeah, so you can do that with distortion. You can do that with frequency modulation. How you can do that is you can open oscilloscope and you can stack two waves. You can stack a normal sine wave and then you can stack a third harmonic of the same sine wave, and it will split the existing sine wave into like more parts, so you will make like a squarey shape.
Yeah.
That's how you sound design that thing, if anybody's like
It's
interested.
additive. It's additive
But yeah.
synthesis, where you got two sine
Yeah.
waves.
Yeah. But yeah, you can do it just with sine wave and distortion. Though I don't know if it out of Vital. I know Vital's not really clean. Serum's probably like cleaner when it comes to wave shapes. Like Serum has a really clean saw wave, really clean sine wave. Vital is a bit, uh, weird, but it works for me.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Yeah. A bunch of this stuff just works for me.
course.
A lot
what
of
works for
people
you.
don't use Vital. I exclusively use Vital, so that's just a me problem. But yeah, for other stuff, I don't know if we're still talking about the mastering side of things. This had the particularly what happened here. Had a bit of problem with stereo in this region, so I kind of took it a bit down. But it's just a specific problem for this track, not really a usual problem. I would usually have it, as I said, at 300, and this would be full mono, and this would be just at 0 here, so it's like both mono and stereo. Soft clipper just for making sure that if something clips, it's just gone. So you have like a steady input of loudness, and then a limiter to furthermore boost that steady input of loudness to the ceiling of 0.2 dB on true peak, so it doesn't clip over 0 even when it's encoded into... When you encode from your DAW into different formats, you can have some weird stuff happen. When you encode MP3 files, for example, you usually leave some more room, because MP3s are compressed in a certain way. They can invert the phase at some parts to save space.
Right.
So your track can clip and it will click
Yeah,
in those regions.
yeah.
So yeah, that's a pro tip.
So whenever I've used True Peak before, I've not used it in a correct way. I've always tried to do it to 0, but
I mean,
it makes a lot of
you
sense.
can.
Whenever what it does, it's really audible. It like takes some of the punch away from the transients because it's like trying to turn them down a lot, isn't it, to compensate so they don't distort.
Yeah.
So whenever I've done it, it's sounded bad, but that's because I always did it to 0 instead of I think I want to try it again now. I've seen you do it. Like go to
Yeah, just have like a
0.2.
bunch of groups and have, a bunch of sounds route into one singular channel with one singular limiter and see what it does on that setting. And it's really cool because it just really manages the sound well. And then put a clipper before it and you'll see how even more managed it is.
Yeah.
Because it's like you can boost so much and lose virtually nothing. You can even like gain more power because people interpret louder as better in certain, you know, genres.
Yeah.
That's how dubstep producers like the tear out producers do it. They just clip everything, but it's clipped to 0 and then or it's clipped to like -5. So they have a bunch of that clipped sound coming through, but it's not actually loud. And then they boost it furthermore with a limiter, so it actually comes up to 0, but it's the same amplitude. So the RMS is different. RMS is higher. It's crazy stuff. You can do a bunch of very clever things with a clipper and a limiter combo. I know
Right.
people always say like delete the default soft clipper on FL Studio. You can, but you know, there's a
You can
certain
delete it. Oh,
power
it's
to
the
having
last
it.
thing in the chain, is it?
Yeah, the clipper is in the channel by default. In
So,
default FL Studio preset
and you can delete it,
for
and
a blank
then
project. Yeah, you can delete
it
it.
will still clip it, but like at the file like
Oh
level.
no, Ableton has that. Yeah, Ableton has a limiter uh after everything when you render stuff.
Yeah.
Ableton is super cool. I never got around using Ableton.
Did I say Ableton? I meant FL has, like, if you remove that clipper on FL off the master, it will render it. If it goes above 0, it will just kind of chop it off like a clipper anyway.
Yeah, yeah. FL just has a different way of processing sound to most of DAWs. Um, they use like a different algorithm.
Right?
So for example, like Ableton, other professional software, they use like more CPU. Um,
Oh yeah.
but FL Studio renders with graphics cards, so it's like
Do
a
you mean
slightly different. It's a slightly different way. I mean, not entirely, but it's a slightly different way of encoding the sound. It sounds a bit different.
have you ever noticed like a reverb like Valhalla?
Yeah.
When it decays, it doesn't it fades out and then it sort of disappears.
Hang on. Oh,
And sometimes it disappears and comes back into existence for one last little bit, literally a bit, and then back to and then to 0. And I thought this is like obviously, and it's supposed to be like a big math problem in computing and audio, where there has to be a compromise with CPU usage. You can't have this like perfect fading out of a level of volume of anything.
yeah.
It has to go to 0, one from the last of 1 bit back to 0, and it has this like sometimes I've noticed on Ableton a lot of times, like trying to make stuff that's really quiet, and the reverb will just disappear. Like I'm like, I need that reverb to go on longer than that. Like what's going on?
Yeah, so what you can do in Ableton, but you can't do, for example, in FL Studio, is in Ableton you can stack like 100 OTTs on top of each other,
Oh yeah.
and you'll hear nothing. And when you play a sound, it will be super crushed. But then when the sound stops, it will be quiet. In FL Studio, when you stack like 10 OTTs and you play a sound, the sound stops playing, the thing continues ringing on, and you can't stop it.
Oh right. Wow. That's really
Yeah,
interesting.
that's the different like processing of
Yeah, there's
sound.
something different going on
That's like
there.
a really different thing. That's why
Wow.
I don't do like complex processing, at least in the same project, um, because it's really there's no use for that. But in Ableton, you can just like stack 100 OTTs, render a sound, then delete all of that, and just you know
Go
continue
to
on
0.
working. But in FL, it just continues on ringing, and then you have to like close the whole project. So
Well, oh, you have to
that.
close a project to make it stop.
No, you can close the plugins.
All right, right.
You can close the plugins, but it just kind of like messes your whole thing up,
Yeah.
and you just kind of, at least for me, I just lose inspiration. Like I'm not gonna show
Yeah.
it now because it just kind of rings
Yeah, yeah.
to nothing.
See, I'd
But yeah,
I'd like Ableton or FL or any DAW to have an option of which algorithm it uses to solve that fading out problem. I suppose it's like a really techie thing that not
oh, I
many
don't know
people are
if
bothered
there's
about.
like a way to manage that. I mean, you can probably that is a tough question.
But it's not something that we encounter every day. It's not. It's one of those problems in it where it's not really a problem for us. We're trying to work as quick as possible to make music, not like manage silence too much.
Yeah. I run into those problems definitely. Actually, this track has that problem. In the second drop, there's like a ringing white noise, and then I had to. You can see that it's like not a constant stem. There's like only one stem that goes through the whole thing.
Okay.
Why? Because I had a delay plugin on the whole group of everything, I think. And what it does, it's when you have like the what's it called? The decay or something, one setting on Valhalla plugins, when you have it like all the way turned up, when you put that channel to 0, the delay comes through at like minus 100 decibels.
Really?
And when it's stacked over 16 stems, you hear it because it boosts itself.
So it
And so you
should be
have,
0. It should be 0%, but you can still hear it.
yeah, you can still hear it.
Yeah.
If you boost it, uh, you know, you can hear it. But here you can see I kind of tried to battle that. But even this, I don't, you will probably be able to hear it, but people on the stream might not. You can hear a slight white noise here. I can
Oh.
show you that because I took it. See?
Oh, okay.
It is there.
That's white noise.
Get
So
it?
what's producing that white noise? Or
What?
that noise?
So,
That's the Valhalla plugin, or
yeah, that's the Valhalla delay, I think.
okay. So when that's
Yeah.
muted, that when the delay is turned off, that white noise is not there.
Yeah, when the delay is turned off, yes, but when the delay is just at a 0%,
Right.
you can still hear it,
Turn on.
which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
And I hate
I
that.
think that maybe
Oh,
that
shit.
solves because there's noise there. A sound when it decays has something to decay into rather than just zeros. Like 0.
Yeah, maybe that's like
That's what I thought
maybe
would be the
that's like a
solution.
technical thing
It's
that
like a
they had to do.
dithering. It's like a dithering thing.
Yeah, but I have like a problem here because I had 16 stems with a slight white noise sweep from
Oh,
like 600 to like 2K, and it stacks over 16 stems, and you can clearly hear it
right.
when it's stacked like 16 times, because it multiplies each time you stack a stem over it, right? It doesn't cancel out.
Is that
Uh,
16 stems? And it was going. Each of the stems was going through the delay.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. Because I
Right.
had it on a group somewhere, and I
Right.
didn't, turn it off. So I had to fix that, and you can hear it here actually. I hope. Wait, let me. See the white noise layer?
That's. I can only hear that bass sound in reverb. That's the thing. But I mean, it is like voice over IP, isn't it? Discord. I can maybe hear your mic. I don't know. Is it dead loud? I don't know. Your voice has
Oh,
gone.
I was muted.
All right.
Yeah, I mute myself because the audio goes through my headphones because they're open back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But there is like a slight noise. Like you can see here that there shouldn't be any noise, and you can even see it on the waveform
Right.
in the kick.
So you bounce
You
these
can see
stems,
it.
and
Yeah.
would you now bounce them again? Now you've muted. Now you've gotten rid of the noises.
No, I just mixed it in the same project and master in this project, and it's
Right.
the track from here is done, and I submitted the export out of this project. So this is what you hear on SoundCloud, and this is
Nice.
I mean technically this is what you hear when you download from SoundCloud. When you hear it over SoundCloud, is boosted even more because SoundCloud has its own algorithm for boosting everything to -14. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
It's
It does have
weird.
a certain
Like
sound. SoundCloud.
if you post to SoundCloud, you should master differently
Right.
for SoundCloud specifically, which is kind of weird for it not to destroy your tracks.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if anything else comes up. I mean, I do a bunch of stuff, so maybe I have like answers to a bunch of things.
It's amazing seeing into this. So that's your process is once you finish the track, bounce groups of stems, bounce, and then
Yeah,
have that as a separate project to
yeah.
master, mix and master. So you're not tempted
Yeah, so
to
this
go
was
back in and change anything.
yeah, so why I did this specifically? So I usually just mix in the same project as the original file, and then I just bounce out the summed up track, like a full on track. I bounce it to a different project, and then I master it. But in this case, I had some problems, as I said, with true peaking because the snare in this project is super loud compared to everything in RMS, not in LUFS. So it's very loud in RMS and it's peaking constantly. So I just had to solve that problem, but in order to solve that problem, you have to bounce everything and balance everything in order for it to work. Because you have to like, I don't have sidechain for snares and hi-hats, so I have to balance this thing so that when this plays over it, they don't stack and add up to more than 0.
Okay, yeah.
So I have to, yeah,
That's
so I have
tricky.
to manage that stuff as well.
That's hard to do. Have you done any ringer mod sidechaining?
Oh, I've seen that. That's so powerful.
Yeah,
I
now you've
just,
got the kilohertz one. I mean, they've made it
yeah,
quite
yeah, yeah.
easy to do.
The compactor
Yeah, I've started using. I was using another one, an Ableton one, a Max for Life one. That was pretty good. But now that
Nice.
the Kilohertz one's kind of made
Yeah,
it
the
nice and
kilohertz one is
quick
so
and
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it just sidechains itself by itself. It's crazy.
I have to go because one of my girls is waking up and she needs milk.
Yeah,
Um,
same.
But this has been a great
Yeah,
talk.
have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.
Enjoy
Thank you so
the
much
rest of the
for
day.
sharing your projects and your techniques
Yeah.
there, because that's amazing. Yeah, just
I hope
love it.
somebody learned something, at least. So yeah.
I definitely learned a few things, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well, have a great rest of the day.
You
And
too.
see you guys.
You too, Celix. Thank you very much. See you again soon. Take care, mate.
See ya.
See you, mate. Wow. That was awesome, wasn't it, guys? Right, I'm going to go because my girl is turning and waking up. So, and I've got to go as well. So, right. Thanks for watching. See you later, Dan.